Hey guys, my name is Jay. I'm one of the expert English teachers here at E2 School. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to compare the way people do things by using words like faster or more quickly. So, here are a few sentences. Joe drives fast. He drives faster than Sylvia, but Sylvia drives more carefully than Joe. So in here, we have a number of comparative adverbs comparing the way that people do things. Okay, here are a few. Just read this table. You have 10 seconds. Okay, so immediately you can see that there are two types. There are ones that end in ER and there are ones that end in more-ly. Okay, so we're going to look at both of those. More specifically, in this lesson, you will learn how to compare actions with adverbs. You'll learn to add ER to short adverbs. You'll learn to add more adjective ly to long adverbs. And we're going to learn how to make them into sentences. Firstly, let's look at the meaning. So, just to recap your memory, how adverbs describe the verb or how something is done. So if I say Joe drives fast, the adverb here, fast, is describing the verb drives. Okay, it's not describing Joe. It's not saying Joe is fast. It's saying Joe drives fast, so it's adding information to the verb. Now, let's go back because in a previous lesson, we learned about adjectives and we learned how to compare two people with an adjective, for example. So I could say that Sylvia is taller than Joe, right? So I'm comparing these two people, or I can compare two things with an adjective. Now, just let me take you through this. So some adjectives compare people or things. So Joe is older than Sylvia. There's a comparative adjective, and it's comparing these two people, right, in their age. Now, when it comes to adverbs, the adverbs compare the way people do things. So it's not comparing the people or the things, it's comparing the way people do things. So when I say Joe drives faster than Sylvia, I'm comparing Joe and Sylvia's driving. I'm not comparing the two people, I'm comparing the way they do something, and that is the way they drive. So they look very similar here. Older, faster. It's using the same ER ending, but what it's focusing on is something different. Let's do activity number 1 on e2school.com. If you're not yet a member, you can sign up for free, which is totally cool. All right, I just wanted you to choose the comparison of how people are doing something. So if you look carefully at sentence B, Summer studies harder than Willie. So it's not saying Summer is harder than Willie. It's saying the way that she studies is harder than Willie, or the way that Willie studies. So that's the comparison of studying here between two people. Tricky stuff. Okay, so let's have a look at form number 1 when we deal with short adjectives. Okay, what do I mean by this? So what we do is we take an adjective and we put ER on the end. And if we're talking about comparing the way that two people do things, we can create a how comparison. So quick becomes quicker, loud becomes louder, fast becomes faster, and long becomes longer. Let's look at this in a sentence structure. So we have a subject like Joe, Willie, or Summer. Then we have a verb like drives, eats, or sings. Then we have the ER adverb like faster, louder, better. Then the object. So Joe drives faster than Sylvia. It's comparing the way two people drive. Willie eats louder than Rocky the dog. It's comparing the way that they eat. Summer sings better than George. It's comparing the way that they sing. And how we've done that is adding an ER adverb and then the word than. Right, your turn. Let's do activity number 2 on e2school.com. Hopefully you've got that. I want you to identify the subject, the verb, the how comparison, and the object, please. Alrighty, so the subject here is peanut. Now, we don't have a be verb, we've got a main verb, a do verb, jumps. So we're going to be comparing the way that Peanut and Rocky jump. The how comparison is higher than, and the object is Rocky. So Peanut jumps higher than Rocky. Cool bananas. Let's look at form number 2. So we've talked about short adjectives, and we can turn them into adverbs. Now we're looking at longer adjectives. So more plus adjective and then ly than equals a how comparison. So a longer adjective, for example, is careful or powerful or recent. So really the rule here is syllables. Like if I say fast, 1 syllable. But if I say dangerous or powerful, 3 syllables, or careful, 2 syllables, or recent, 2 syllables. So if it's more than 1 syllable, what we do is we make this more powerful than. We can't say powerfuler or dangerouser. No, that doesn't work. Or more recenter. No, that doesn't work either. Some short ones can turn into longer ones though. So careful, more carefully than. Powerful, more powerfully than. Here's a short one, and you can say more quickly than because this rule is flexible sometimes. Recent, more recently than. Let's do activity 3 on e2school.com. All right. I want you to compare Sylvia and Joe correctly by transforming this adjective, careful or powerful or quick, into a comparison adverb. More carefully than Joe, for example. Okie dokie, so Sylvia drives more carefully than Joe, not carefuler, more carefully than. Sylvia writes more powerfully than Joe. And Sylvia also speaks more quickly than Joe. You could also write quicker than Joe, okay? Sylvia speaks quicker than Joe. English native speakers sometimes say quicker or more quickly than. It just sort of depends on formality. But certainly for longer adjectives like careful or powerful or dangerous, you need to put more adjectively than, okay? But some of them are, yeah, for both, I guess. Cool, let's look at structure number 2. So, Joe, Willie, Summer, the subject, drives, eats, reads, the verb, more, carefully, quickly, quietly, there's the adverb, than the object, Sylvia, Rocky, or George. So Joe drives more carefully than Sylvia, Willie eats more quickly than Rocky, and Summer reads more quietly than George. That's how we make a sentence here. We put this adverbial phrase or the adverb phrase or the more adverb than in between the verb and the object. Let's do activity number 4 on e2school.com. I want you to highlight the subject, the verb, the how comparison, which is 3 parts, and the object. Subject is Willie. The verb is eats. So we're going to be comparing the way Willie eats with somebody else. How comparison is more quickly than, and the object is Rocky. So Willie eats more quickly than Rocky. And the focus here is on the comparison of the way that they eat. All right, in this lesson, you learned how to compare actions with adverbs. You learned how to add ER to short adverbs. You learned how to add more ly to long adverbs and how to make various sentences, which is cool. Related lessons on e2school.com include level 3, where you will learn how to use adverbs to show position, learn how to use more and more in a sentence, learn how to use adverb phrases like by the time, and many, 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 many more. So you can sign up for free. By the way, if you're on YouTube right now, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment, maybe write a sentence with one of these adverbs in it, and click like, and you can share this with your friends on Facebook, which would be much appreciated. Thanks, guys. My name is Jay. I will see you soon.